Hello. I thought I'd do a quick demo of how some of the agents are written and work in Prodgraf. Um, so this is sort of the main user interface. I've built myself a sort of admin interface in the back end, and can go through and look and set up some of the example projects that get suggested when you want to sort of just test an example project. And then configuration contains configuration for the agents, workflows, tools, and providers. Providers are just my way of setting up a more configurable way of which LLM providers and search web scraping providers I want to use. And it has a priority fallback as well, so I can set that I want to use these particular providers in these circumstances and conditions, and then fall back to these ones if necessary. So that's how that works. There's a big tool listing of all the sort of tools that are in the MCP server, the ones that are available for use, and then there's a little tick that says whether or not the agents need to confirm with the user before actually invoking the tool, or whether they can just go ahead. If confirmed set true, it's the same as sort of the agentic coding tools. It will ask, do you agree to this once or for the whole session? So you can then just agree for the remainder of the session that's okay with you that it runs that tool. Workflows I'm not really using at the moment, but I set this up to enable me to essentially create new tools using a flow diagram. So at the moment, a lot of the tools are just coded in Python in the back end, and then I just expose those functions, and in the UI I hook up and say, right, this tool, it should invoke this function with these parameters, and that's then available in that's discoverable to the agents, and they can use that tool. This would be the same thing, creating a tool that's just going to run a workflow. The reason I started setting this up was just because I thought users may end up wanting to be able to create their own custom tools, and obviously they wouldn't be able to hook that up to the Python in the back end. And then agents themselves. So there's a number of built-in sort of system default agents, and really they're the only ones I'm using at the minute. Again, this is with a view to potentially allowing users to create their own custom agents. The idea here is there's a single main chat agent or orchestrating agent that I've called Pamela. I think that was around product and marketing. I can't remember the acronym for it anymore, but it says here, Product and Marketing Operations Lifecycle Assistant. There you go. And that's the one you basically chat to in the chat window, and it can deal with a lot of small and minor requests, but it's got coding, prompting in here to allow it to delegate work to any of the sort of sub-agents. So these sub-agents are sitting here and can have more specialized prompting, maybe allowed more specialized tooling that just helps. If you create a prompt that's too broad and too wide and covers too many things, you starts to allow confusion and errors to sort of slip in. Find it much more useful to have some more tightly focused agents for particular tasks. So in these agents, I can download them and upload them and test them and edit the agent itself. It's really just what's the name of the agent, what's its description, can it auto-discover tools, and can it auto-discover other agents. If it can auto-discover, then this then becomes a denied list, and so I can say which tools I actually want to deny. If it's not, then it becomes an allowed list, and I'm explicitly allowing those tools. So if I've said don't auto-discover agents, and I've not ticked any either, then it just can't use. It can't delegate to any of these agents because this itself is a sub-agent. Then there's the main system prompt and greeting, and which model it should be using, if it should override the main provider priority ordering. Temperature max tokens, iterations. That should actually probably be 8,000 for this one. And Yeah, what else is in here? Oh, which tiered account settings can make use of this agent, and whether it should be shown in the main chat interface. So at the moment there's only the one, so it's only Pamela, so that's the only one that shows up. But in theory there could be a selection. You could have more personalities and different types of chat orchestration agents at the front end. I just don't at the moment. So that's the way I set up the agents and say which tools they're allowed to use from the MCP server. I think another useful thing to now understand is in the project itself, when you make use of an agent and make a call, you get the response back, and if it created new content, I create this little new content thing, you can see it. From an admin point of view still, and again, maybe this is something that might be useful to users if they had custom agents, is just a trace option. So I can view the trace of this particular call, and it says what it did. In this case, it fought a bit with an LLM, Claude 4.5, decided to call a sub-agent, so called sub-agent, then it called back to Claude to finalize the response. Because the sub-agent itself would have returned, well, we'll see actually, but I assume it's going to have returned a load of JSON with, oh sorry, I have to click view sub-agent trace, takes me to a different trace. Yeah, and this would have been the one that then made a load of use of web search tools, searched the knowledge graph, did some more web searching, and then save the content document to the system, and it will have returned just the summary of what it did, and the save would have just been a JSON document. So that's why Pamela then understands the response from the sub-agent and just summarizes that back to the user in a friendly way and adds the card to it. But it's really useful for just debugging, what's taking time, is it doing exactly what I needed it to do. Yeah, I find this a really useful way of just debugging the way the agents run. Okay, I think that was it. It was just a nice quick add-on to explain how the agents work in Prodgraf. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.